Hey, hello. It's been a while. I don't know how long it's been. Probably like half a year. Anyways, done with my first year in art school. So yippee. Okay, so for this video, I have a script, quote unquote. But I'm be real. It's just like a guideline for the thoughts I wanted to talk about in this video. Anyways, let's just talk about my art school experience. First year went pretty good, pretty good. I do want to preface that my experience in art school is probably very different from a normal college, and even on its own, like probably very different from just any other art school college. Because my school is just weird, I guess. Okay, let's start with my first impressions of college. I initially thought that college I was gonna get ass blasted by all my classes for projects and homework to do. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. There are times during the semester when work piles up, but I'm just skilled like that. I just clutch. I clear it out. I think terms of like classes, I don't think any of them really stand out. I mean, the most interesting, well, not really interesting, like more like the most boring class I had this entire year was so bad. Like I learned nothing in that class. The teacher was probably the worst part of it. She was just really awkward, which no slight on her, but like it was a really awkward class. You'd wake up at 8 a.m. So already it sucks doo doo fault because you're dragging yourself out of bed to this class, and then you sit in class and you do the work, which is like these projects where you do video, and I'm not gonna get into specifics, but it's really boring. And then when we do critiques on the projects, she just doesn't. She just says like one thing and then waits for someone to speak up and say something, but no one really wants to talk. So you just sit there in silence for 3 minutes, like 3 whole minutes before she decides it's time to move on. And then she'll say something at the end of 3 minutes, something that doesn't really mean anything, and then she'll rinse and repeat that. So another 3 minutes of you just sitting there in silence for the rest of the class as you don't really say anything because you don't really feel like it and no one else does. And it's just that rinse and repeat for 3 hours, and then you go insane because it's like, why the fuck am I here? Get me out of here! I want to go back to my bed or something. So that was a really fun class. Can you tell that was sarcastic? Other than classes, what's a college without its people, And the people at my college, are interesting. It's an art college, so obviously it's gonna have some interesting people. I keep playing into this like, oh, it's art college, it's quirky and stuff. But like, I mean, it's true, isn't it? Anyways, professors, there's some really interesting people who teach here. By interesting, I mean lunatics. They certainly have the charms, I'd say. If they're not lunatics, they're really chill people. So it's like a balance. It balances out. But in terms of students, there's some case studies to be had in the student body. I think I remember being told by an upperclassman once, like 1 in 8 people you meet here are gonna be weird as fuck. And so far, that notion has been true. So very good advice. But if I had to explain one weird person, I guess I can go into detail about one weird person on campus. There's this one person who I don't know what happened, but like after winter break, they started freaking out and just started doing stuff around the campus. They collect like a bunch of trash and build it into like these supposed art pieces on in like the hallways and buildings, calling it art. Which it wasn't. It was just trash. I mean, I guess it is art, but like it's not good. But they were doing weird stuff like scaling the walls and sticking sticky notes on the ceiling. It was really weird, and everyone got really tired of this shit for like literally like 4 whole months. And they also just don't show up to class. And if they do show up to class, they make it very disruptive when they enter the building. Because they will literally enter class and say, "What's up, bitches?" Which is insane to me. I'm so done with them. I'm so tired of the trash everywhere on campus, and I'm quite glad that they may or may not be returning next year. But yeah, other than like the weird people on campus, there's some really nice people on campus. Like my friends. I like my friends. They're really nice. Hello, friends, if you're watching. But I think we can probably talk about art now. So let's talk about art. Going to art college obviously is going to improve your art. I mentioned in the previous video that if I didn't improve my art, by like what, May 25th, I kill someone. Well, I'm glad to tell you guys that I haven't killed anyone. So you can probably surmise that I have accomplished my goal. So like yeah, originally this section of me talking about art in art college was going to be more like focused on the classes and stuff I learned. But quite frankly, I don't feel like reciting all that, and it's honestly not really that interesting. I don't think. Maybe it's interesting. I don't know. But I'm gonna talk about more about just my art in general. I'll probably put up on screen a picture I drew at like the start of the year, and like one of the more recent drawings I did. You could probably tell that went through some shit. Okay, like color wise, I think I've gained some kind of weird interest in making colors just vomit onto the screen, and I think that's fun. I think art should be fun. I think my art has changed a lot in the direction I'm going in for art. I'm still doing anime stuff because like that's the whole reason I'm in this business. If I can't do anime, what's the point of my hands? At some point during the year, I was like, I kind of need to like think about what I'm going to do for a job, like a full-time job, a career, if you will. That's the fancy term. And I realized maybe I could do something with my art. Well, that's probably what I should be doing considering I'm in an art school. Anyways, I've been trying to like push myself to make artwork that feels commission worthy. If you know what that means, like, I haven't actually really started. I haven't started doing anything in terms of commissions. I've just been like pushing my concepts. Does that make sense? I no longer am trying to. Hold on, let me phrase this correctly. I want my art to look interesting and not boring. So I've been just trying to push my art to look more interesting and dynamic. I don't know, but I've been taking inspirations from a bunch of artists I like. Lam, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. What's it? Mika, that one artist that has the really poppy art, and there's like a bunch of other artists. I just been like examining a bunch of artists and just like basically stealing techniques from them, and I've been like incorporating them into my own work, and it's going good. I like it. I enjoy it. I do hope to like one day be able to have like, I think I mentioned this before, like a booth at like a convention and sell my art, because I do think not to be like stroking my own ego and dick over here, but like, what the fuck? Why did I say that? But like, I printed out my art on like nice poster paper and stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks nice. It looks good. It feels good. Okay, I'm just really saying stuff now. Okay, so this is the part of the video where I just forego the main topic because I want to yap about what happened in my life in the past year, and quite frankly, I don't really give a gaff anymore. If you don't know, my first video on this channel, my first art video, is me going back and reflecting on my high school years as I was graduating high school. I've forgotten what I said in that video. I'm not gonna watch it because it's really bad. I think I like made a mental note to myself to watch it. Maybe after I graduate college. I'm not sure if anything I'm gonna say has been like talked about in that video. But I'm gonna say it because it's my, I can do whatever. It's my video, it's not yours. So throughout the past school year, I've been thinking to myself about, how much I have changed from like these past 9 months than I did my entire high school career. And it's really interesting. To put it simply, I've kind of experienced several canon events that have very much shifted I guess the course of my life. Well, not really. That sounds way too much. That sounds like there's so much at stake. It's not. I made it sound more important than it was, but it's not really. Anyways, these canon events happened only because I think I was in an art school. It's art school, so I don't have to be scared of being judged. Because, like, what the fuck are you gonna say to me? Bro, we are in an art school. We are both losers, So Halloween, I had a great idea. I was like, I'll wear a Miku costume. Because, we all love Miku. Miku's my queen. It'll be fun. I've never dressed like... I've never cross-dressed before. It'd be fun. So anywho, I'm really into feminine fashion now. I mean, I always was. That's why I like a lot of anime and art. They just have really cool designs for their characters. But like now I'm actively dressing up in it. And so people don't get confused. Yes, I am a guy. I just like wearing stuff. But yeah, wearing a Hatsune Miku cosplays made me realize, yes, I look good in a skirt, and as an anime girl. I don't know if I have anything else to really say. So I'll see you again not soon, because who the hell knows when I'm gonna upload next. Oh my god, I forgot to mention. If you're interested in seeing my art, hop on over to my Blue Sky account. That's where I post my art. Okay, that's about it.